The new taxi business is now out in GTA Online, and today's video is going to be a little guide on how to get started with this, as well as how it works and more. Before we get into that though, make sure to be subscribed as well as put on post notifications, and if you guys do enjoy this video, make sure to drop a like. Alright, so to get started with the new taxi business, head over to the downtown cab code depot, which is located right over here. It's very close to the casino. Once you head over there, head up the steps and enter this marker, and this is where you can start the taxi work. After a brief cutscene, you'll be able to get started with the taxi fares, where pretty much it's going to place you into the taxi, and there's going to be a person that wants to get picked up. It's going to be a blue blimp on the map. Head over to them, pick them up, and drop them off to their location. So if you played, GTA 4 or like any of the other older GTAs, this is basically exactly how it is, and this is how it works in real life as well. You just go ahead and pick up the person, drop it to their location. It's a really simple and easy business in GTA Online. Now, honestly, I wish that Rockstar added this way more earlier. Like, I'm talking about since day one, since GTA released. This was in, GTA 5 story mode, but they never added it to online. And I feel like when online first started out, this would have been a great way to make money, especially with the payouts that we are getting. So when it does come out to the payouts though, they're honestly not that good. So you get around like $100 to $200 for the fare itself, and you get about $1,000 tip, which is, kind of understandable why Rockstar is doing it like this, but in real life, this obviously isn't like that. I don't think a lot of people are going to be tipping $1,000, but the fair price is, somewhat reasonable. Now, I think they obviously made $1,000 to make it like a bit more understandable and just, fit with the GTA economy. And honestly, I mean, it works, but I feel like the payout could have been slightly better if Rockstar did it in a different way. The fair price is fine, but I think the tip should have been a lot more higher. And I mean, I'm not expecting to make like, millions of dollars or something like that, but just like a decent, like maybe like 30,000 to 40,000 type stuff would make a lot more sense. Even though again, it's not meant to be realistic, this would match with the GTA economy. And I think that if Rockstar made it so that like if you did like 30 to 40 fares, eventually your tip will go more higher because you're a bit more respected and obviously you have more experience, and that just would have worked really well. But getting $1,000 to $2,000 per tip each time really isn't a really good way to make money. And I mean, it's just a free mode event, but I think Rockstar could have definitely improved on this. But I think eventually Rockstar is going to make it, double, triple, quadruple money. So I think it might work out, but I feel like the permanent, normal price or normal, type of tip should have been like around $20,000 to like $40,000. Now you can also lose some money when it comes to the tips, which is basically again like the older GTAs. So in some ways would be like, crashing into stuff and, damaging the taxi, as well as just going, too slow. That's another way that you could affect, your pay. So overall, if you just drive safe and normally, you'll honestly be fine. If you shoot up the car as well, that's that's another way that you could scare off the passenger, or just anything can go wrong right there. So just really, if you just drive at a normal pace like a GTA civilian, GTA NPC, you'll be fine, and you should be able to get from point A to point B really quick. Most of the drops also aren't too far. They're usually like around like 2 to like 3 miles from what I've seen. Obviously there's probably gonna be some that are like 6 miles, because for some reason the NPC wants to go from Los Santos International to Paleto Bay for whatever reason. But either way, they're not too far, and most of the time when it comes to the drops, they're pretty close as well. And something that you may not know is that if you do get a wanted level, that actually automatically ends the taxi work, so you cannot continuously drive or anything like that to drop off the passenger. As soon as you get a wanted level, it instantly stops the taxi, the passenger gets out, you get kicked out, and of course you have a wanted level on you. So that's something I just realized pretty recently. Now Rockstar also released the taxi vehicle itself on Warstock Cash and Carry. A lot of people are saying this doesn't really make sense, but I think it fits perfectly on this website. It wouldn't make sense on Legendary Motorsport because it's not a supercar, and it wouldn't make sense on Silent Sun Race as well because it has like a livery kind of on it. So I think it probably could fit there, but it just makes a lot more sense on Warstock because like it's kind of like the other vehicles, like the money truck or like the Bugstars fan. Like it fits well on this website. But either way, besides that, if you guys want to buy it, it is really expensive, and I think that Rockstar really overpriced it to the max. It makes sense that, again, Rockstar would release this vehicle, but price wise, I don't know why they put it this high. I guess, it's typical Rockstar with like their inflation. So for the normal price, it is $650,000, but if you do want to get the trade price, it is $487,500. And to get that trade price, you have to complete 10 fares. Now, some benefits to having, the taxi itself by owning it would be the fact that when you get into it, you could just, press whatever button it tells you, and you can automatically get started with fares. If you don't have the taxi, you have to head over to the taxi depot, like I mentioned earlier, every time to get started with fares. So that's kind of a bit of a advantage to having, the taxi vehicle, owned by you. Another thing would be that you could call it whenever you want, and you could just, you know, drive around with it. You don't have to do fares. So if you're interested in doing some role playing or stuff like that, that's another, you know, benefit to having it. But besides that, there's not really any reason, and the price is really expensive. But I would highly recommend, if you do plan on getting this vehicle, make sure you get the trade price. It's honestly a really just poor decision to just spend $650,000 when you could just do 10 fares, which could probably take like less than 30 minutes, and you could just save like almost like $200,000. Now there's also another way to actually get another type of taxi, which is actually kind of free, and this is this red custom taxi, and this is from the Arena War update. So in order to unlock it, you have to reach arena rank level 25, and of course in order to do that, you will have to own the arena workshop, which is around like $1 to $2 million. So I would say if you don't have the arena workshop, don't spend $1 million to just get this taxi, because that's honestly a huge waste of money, especially because the arena war business isn't even a good way to make money in GTA Online. But if you do have it, I'd probably recommend, if you got some time, you know, this week, next week, whatever, then just, you know, try to see if you can grind up and get that red custom taxi, because there is some benefits to having it. One, it's free technically, you know, it's a free taxi that you can use for these jobs. And then also another thing is that this taxi actually has like some armor and stuff like that, so it actually like kind of protect you, and honestly it goes a lot more faster as well compared to the normal taxi. So there's some benefits there. So if you have the arena workshop like me, you know, take your time, get to rank 25, you can get the red custom taxi for free. Now some other cool stuff is that when you do the 10 fares, like I said earlier, you can get the trade price, and then over at 50 taxi fares, if you complete that as well as 10 stump jumps, you'll get the downtown cab company liveries for the Broadway, and also the Eudora, which will be releasing in a few weeks. These are some drip fed vehicles, and this is how it looks like. Honestly, they are pretty cool. So if you want to get those, so just make sure you get the 50 fares and also 10 stunt jumps. And I hope that Rockstar does actually add a few more, like, you know, unlocks when it comes to certain fares, because it just makes people want to do a lot more often, and it adds to GTA Online, and honestly at times can make it a lot more fun. Now, besides the new taxi business and fares, Rockstar also added a fast travel feature. So basically, when it comes to the taxi, you can call up the downtown cab co on your phone, and they will come over to you just like normally. But now there's also a fast travel feature when it comes to certain points on the map. So once you head over inside a taxi, you'll see that there's different points of interest, like, you know, like lane locations, like, you know, the airport, Polito Bay, you know, the observatory, stuff like that. And you'll be able to head over there normally, but if you want to skip and get like a fast travel feature, you have to pay $1,000. Now sadly, there's a cooldown on this for 48 minutes, which honestly isn't too bad, but you know, I kind of wish that this wasn't there, and I kind of wish that Rockstar made it so that you can fast travel anywhere and not just certain points. But either way, this could be extremely useful to some. However, just know if you do have GTA Plus, you can get the cooldown a lot more shorter, where it's actually down to just 5 minutes. So I think that it's, you know, it's a cool feature that Rockstar added, but of course they kind of messed it up by making it so that at certain points, I wish that you were able to put your own waypoints where you want to go, and then automatically fast travel you there. But either way, it's a great addition to having GTA Online. So that's pretty much all you need to know for the new taxi business and fares that we now have in GTA. I just hope that Rockstar obviously does improve it, you know, a lot more better, because right now it's not the worst thing, but it definitely can be improved with just a little bit of effort, and we might even see that soon from Rockstar. But if you guys found this helpful or did enjoy, then make sure to be subscribed and put up post notifications, and don't forget to drop a like on this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.